Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and cackle the ultimate challenge that is literally keeping tech leaders awake at night. We're talking about how to implement AI without drowning your organization in technical debt. Look, if you've been following the evolution of enterprise AI, you know we're way past the shiny novelty phase. We're in the trenches now. We are doing actual hard deployment. So today, we're unpacking some really fascinating insights from Rashim Maga's July 2026 strategy series. We're looking at a massive, fundamental shift in how we architect these systems. We're going to explore why the sudden rush to build these super complex, multi-agent systems might actually be the exact thing holding your organization back, and more importantly, what you should be doing instead.
So, how do we scale AI across the enterprise? Whether you're sitting at a big leadership forum, a customer event, or just a really tense internal strategy session, everyone is frantically trying to answer this exact question. We all want to move beyond those isolated, one-off pilots. We all know how to make an AI do something cool in a sandbox, right? But how on earth do you take that success and roll it out to thousands of employees across totally different geographies and business units? For the past year or so, the default answer to scaling has just been more. More complexity, more specialized bots, more intricate systems. But as we'll see, that instinct is leading a lot of really brilliant teams down a very expensive and very frustrating path.
To really understand the problem here, we kind of have to look at our own training. It feels like good software engineering to take a massive business problem and break it down into smaller, highly specialized pieces. We naturally ask ourselves, okay, what specialized agents do we need to retrieve the data, plan the steps, and execute the action? We end up building one agent to fetch, one to evaluate, one to summarize. And that natural instinct to decompose everything into modular components, that made perfect sense when foundation models were severely limited. But because these models have evolved at such a breakneck pace, that old comfortable habit has actually turned into a massive trap.
Adding a specialized agent feels like a totally minor, almost inconsequential decision when you're just doing a proof of concept. You're in a pilot, you hit a little snag, so you spin up a quick specialized agent to bridge the gap. Problem solved, right? Well, what works beautifully in a small pilot becomes an absolute nightmare when you try to deploy it across a global enterprise. The fundamental economics of scaling AI change completely the second you step out of that sandbox.
At scale, when you're suddenly supporting multiple business units and thousands of employees, every single new component you've built adds a crushing, unavoidable layer of operational cost. You can't just deploy an agent and walk away. It demands constant evaluation to make sure it's still accurate. It needs strict governance. It needs continuous monitoring. You're adding yet another dependency into your tech stack, which means new system integrations and, inevitably, new potential points of failure. And honestly, perhaps most importantly, every single new interface or agent demands that you build new user trust. In a pilot, you just kind of ignore these hidden costs. But in a real enterprise setting, they will absolutely bankrupt your project's ROI.
And that brings us to this absolutely crucial realization from Rashim Moga. She points out that enterprise AI isn't constrained by model capability as much as it is by organizational complexity. Think about that for a second. That completely flips the script on how we view AI implementation. Our scaling bottleneck is no longer the limitations of the AI models themselves. The models are incredibly capable right now. No, the bottleneck is our own complex organizational structures. The real challenge we're facing is building systems that are easy to govern, easy to maintain, and at the end of the day, easy for people to actually adopt.
Which leads us to Section 2, the paradigm shift. Think LLM first.
Because foundation models have evolved at such an incredible pace, today, instead of starting your whiteboard session by asking what agents to build, your very first question must be this incredibly simple inquiry about native capabilities. You have to ask, in this workflow, what can the LLM already do? I know it sounds almost overly simple, but starting right there completely changes the trajectory of your entire system design. It forces you to leverage the immense, built-in power of the foundation model before you spend a single dollar building custom infrastructure around it.
Now, notice what the LLM-first approach doesn't say. It definitely does not mean abandoning agents entirely. Agents absolutely still have a critical role to play in enterprise AI, especially when we start automating highly complex processes. But it does mean that simplicity is now your most vital design principle. Every single additional layer of architecture, every agent, every custom API integration must strictly earn its place.
So let's look at a practical, step-by-step framework you can actually use in your own architecture discussions. Notice how this flow works. You always start at the very top with the absolute simplest possible solution, and you only move down the list when it's absolutely necessary. By the time you get down to step 4,
you realize that building an autonomous agent is one of the absolute last architectural decisions you should make, rather than the first. Let's break those first two steps down real quick, because they are the most critical. Before you build anything complex, you first test if the base LLM can handle the task through pure reasoning alone. And honestly, often, it can. But if it fails, don't immediately jump to building an agent. Just move to step 2. Try providing the model with better context and better designed guardrails. Just give it the information it needs right there in the prompt. You would be amazed at how many quote-unquote agentic use cases completely vanish when you just give a strong foundation model the proper context.
Okay, so what if better context still isn't enough to solve the business problem? Then you move to step 3. Delegate the task by giving the LLM a specific tool, maybe the ability to query a specific database or call an API. It's still just a single LLM, it just has a helpful utility belt now. Only if that fails, only if the workflow truly requires independent planning, execution, and self-correction across a bunch of multiple systems, do you move to step 4 and justify the heavy operational cost of a fully autonomous agent.
This simple 5-step framework completely changes how we need to think about orchestration. Historically, we've kind of viewed orchestration as the act of connecting various pre-built agents together. But a true LLM-first approach redefines that entirely. Orchestration isn't just about plumbing. It begins with these exact, thoughtful delegation decisions long before the first agent is even built. You are orchestrating the strategy of delegation, deciding what the LLM does, what a tool does, what an agent does, and, crucially, where the human continues to add the absolute most value.
As you review your own architecture, I want you to use this incredible filter question from the source material. It is a fantastic stress test for your system. Ask yourself, if this solution had to support every business unit, every geography, and every user tomorrow, would I still design it this way? Solutions that look brilliantly elegant during a tiny pilot almost always collapse under their own weight when they're forced to scale. If your answer to this question is no, then your architecture is just too complex. You need to strip it back down. Because ultimately, your objective isn't to build the most highly sophisticated, wildly over-engineered AI system possible just to impress your peers. The goal is the exact opposite. It's to build the absolute simplest architecture that delivers measurable business value. Simplicity is vastly underrated in enterprise AI right now. A simple system is just easier to govern, it is infinitely cheaper to maintain, much easier to evaluate, and far faster to evolve as the underlying foundation models inevitably continue to improve.
As enterprise AI continues to mature, we're going to spend a lot less time asking, how many agents do we need? And a lot more time asking, how to simplify our approach. In future explainers covering this series, we're going to continue this exact journey. We'll be exploring why context engineering is rapidly overtaking traditional prompt engineering, how to build evaluation frameworks that actually hold up at enterprise scale, and what it truly takes to build AI systems that organizations intrinsically trust.
So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder as you step back into your own work today. Take a hard look at the AI workflow sitting on your desk right now. Be completely honest with yourself. Are you building unnecessary complexity just because it feels like good engineering, or are you truly thinking LLM first? Remember, every single layer you add is a tax on your future ability to scale. Keep it simple, let the foundation models do the heavy lifting, and watch your enterprise adoption soar. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.